The knife slipped from Adam's trembling hand, clattering against the porcelain plate like a gunshot in the suffocating silence of the dining room. "You're still poisoning him, aren't you?" Christian's voice cracked like thunder. His eyes, those storm-blue eyes Adam had drowned in 1,000 times, locked on Adam's father with a venom that made the chandelier crystals tremble. In that frozen heartbeat, as the family's perfect facade shattered like the wine glass tipping over the edge of the table, Adam realized the lie they'd all lived had just bled out onto the heirloom lace tablecloth. It was supposed to be a simple Thanksgiving. The kind where the Hargrove family gathered in their sprawling colonial in Greenwich, Connecticut, to toast to legacies built on old money and older secrets. Adam had flown in from Brooklyn, his duffel bag heavier with unspoken words than the wool coat he shrugged off at the door. His mother, Evelyn, had enveloped him in a hug that smelled of Chanel No. 5 and desperation, whispering, "We've missed you, darling. Your brothers are here. Everyone's so proud, proud." The word hung in Adam's mind like smoke from the turkey roasting in the oven. His brothers, Nathan, the golden boy CEO of Hargrove Investments, with his trophy wife and their 2.5 kids on the way, and Lucas, the war hero veteran turned motivational speaker, his TED Talks racking up millions of views on resilience and family values. They were the sons the Hargroves paraded at country club brunches and church fundraisers. Straight, successful, unblemished. Adam? He was the quiet one, the artist who sketched feverish abstracts in a cramped Williamsburg loft, the one who'd vanished to find himself after college. The one they'd whispered about in hushed tones, praying his phase would pass. But Adam hadn't come alone this time. Tucked in the passenger seat of his beat-up Subaru had been Christian, tall, lean, with ink-black hair that fell like a rebel's curtain over one eye, and a smile that could disarm a room or ignite a riot. Christian Reyes, the ghost from Adam's past, the boy his family had buried alive 8 years ago. They'd met in high school, in the fluorescent hell of Greenwich Academy's locker rooms. Adam, 16 and already sketching nudes in secret notebooks, had caught Christian staring during swim practice. Christian, the scholarship kid from the wrong side of town, with a faded tattoo of a rosary on his collarbone and a laugh that echoed like mariachi horns. Their first kiss was in the boiler room, fumbling and electric, tasting of chlorine and stolen Marlboros. For 2 years, they were invincible, sneaking into Adam's empty guest house, mapping each other's bodies under starlit sheets, whispering futures that tasted like freedom. Until the night Evelyn found them. Adam's phone buzzing with a frantic text from Christian. "Pool house. Now." She'd burst in like a hurricane, her face a mask of horror and fury, dragging Adam away by his wrist while Christian scrambled for his jeans. "This ends tonight," she'd hissed, her voice a scalpel. The family closed ranks. Therapy sessions with a discreet counselor who prescribed prayers and pills. Nathan and Lucas cornering Christian after school, their threats wrapped in brotherly concern. "Stay away, or we'll make sure you never see a dime of that scholarship." And the crowning blow, Richard Hargrove, patriarch and king of denial, pulling strings to get Christian expelled on fabricated charges of vandalism. Erased. Like a sketch scrubbed from the page. Christian vanished into the foster system shuffle, bouncing to Philly, then Baltimore, piecing together a life from odd jobs and night classes. Adam, shattered, internalized the shame, burying it under layers of compliance. Dartmouth on a legacy admit, internships at galleries that reeked of pretension, a string of dates with women who felt like costumes. He painted in secret, canvases of fractured boys reaching through fog, but never reached back for Christian. Until 6 months ago, when fate or algorithms reunited them at a queer art exhibit in Chelsea. Christian, now a tattoo artist with a thriving shop in Bushwick, his arms a gallery of survival scars. One look, and the dam broke. They fell into each other like paratroopers into enemy lines. Raw, relentless, real. Now, standing in the foyer of the house that had caged him, Adam gripped Christian's hand like a lifeline. The air was thick with the scent of sage, stuffing, and simmering resentment. Evelyn fluttered about, her pearls clicking like rosary beads, while Richard nursed a scotch at the leather armchair, his eyes flicking to the door as if expecting salvation. "Dinner's almost ready," she chirped, too brightly. "Nathan, Lucas, come say hello to your brother." Nathan sauntered in first, clapping Adam on the back with a grin that didn't reach his eyes. "Little bro, long time." Still playing Van Gogh in the city, his gaze slid to Christian, sharpening like a blade. "And who's this? Your roommate?" "Christian," Adam said, his voice steady despite the quake in his chest. "My partner." The word landed like a grenade. Lucas, materializing from the study with a beer in hand, froze mid-sip. Evelyn's smile faltered, her hand fluttering to her throat. Richard set his glass down with deliberate slowness, the ice clinking a death knell. "Partner," Richard echoed, his tone flat as the Connecticut countryside. "As in business." Adam met his father's stare, the one that had always made him shrink. "Not this time." "As in love. The kind you can't erase." Christian squeezed his hand, a silent "I've got you." But the tension coiled tighter, a serpent in the garden. Dinner was a minefield. They took their seats at the long mahogany table, silverware gleaming under the chandelier like accusatory fingers. Evelyn passed the cranberry sauce with trembling hands, babbling about the church bake sale, but her eyes darted to Christian like he was a stain on the linen. "So, Christian," Nathan drawled, carving into his turkey with surgical precision. "What line of work are you in? Flipping houses? Tech startup?" "Tattoos," Christian replied, his voice smooth as aged bourbon, but laced with edge. He held Nathan's gaze, unflinching. "I ink stories on skin. The ones people try to hide." Lucas snorted, a low rumble. "Stories? Huh? Like the one about the kid who thought he could crash the family pool party." His eyes, cold, praising, flicked to Adam. "Remember that, Adam? Wild times." Adam's fork paused mid-air, the green bean tumbling back to his plate. The room tilted. Christian's jaw tightened, his free hand, the one not clasped in Adam's under the table, curling into a fist. "Lucas," Adam warned, but his brother barreled on, the wine loosening his tongue. "Come on, bro. We were protecting you." That phase, it was messy. Dad made the calls. Clean slate, right? He raised his glass in a mock toast. To perfect sons. The laughter that followed was brittle, forced from Nathan, strained from Evelyn. Richard cleared his throat, his face a thundercloud. "Enough. We're grateful you're here, Adam. Both of you." But his eyes said otherwise, intruder. Christian leaned forward, his chair scraping like nails on chalkboard. "Grateful? That's rich. Last time I was here, your family made sure I wouldn't come back. Expelled, threats, the works. All because I loved your son. His voice rose, raw and ragged. You didn't protect him. You broke him. The knife slipped from Adam's hand then, the one that ignited it all. Evelyn gasped, her napkin fluttering to the floor. Christian, dear, that was years ago. We were concerned for Adam's future. Future. Christian's laugh was a shard of glass. You mean the one where he pretends to be someone he's not? Hiding sketches of us in his closet like contraband? You poisoned him with your concern. Made him think love like ours was a disease. Adam's heart hammered, a war drum in his ribs. He'd never heard Christian unleash like this, the dam of his own silence cracking. Chris, it's okay. No, it's not. Christian turned to him, eyes fierce with the fire of 8 lost years. They erased me, Adam. From your life, from your memories. But I'm here now. And I'm not going anywhere. Richard slammed his palm on the table, the crystal goblets shivering. You have no right. This is our home, our family. You waltz in after all this time, dredging up ancient history. We moved on. Adam did. Did I? Adam's voice was a whisper at first, then steel. He stood, chair toppling behind him. Did any of us? I spent years choking on your expectations, dating women I couldn't touch, smiling at brunches while my chest caved in. Nathan, you knew. Lucas, you threatened him for me. And Dad, you pulled those strings like I was a puppet. Tears burned his eyes, hot and unbidden. Christian was the best thing that ever happened to me. And you tried to kill that. The room spun into chaos. Evelyn sobbed into her napkin, a keening wail. Nathan muttered something about drama, pushing back from the table. Lucas's face twisted. Was it guilt? Rage? As he jabbed a finger at Christian. You think you're some hero? You left him broken, too. Running off to your hood rat life while he picked up the pieces. I left because you forced me, Christian roared, surging to his feet. His plate crashed to the floor, gravy splattering like blood. You think expulsion was the end? Foster homes, dead-end jobs. I fought for every breath because of you, Hargroves. But I came back for him. Not you. Adam grabbed Christian's arm, pulling him close, their foreheads touching in the eye of the storm. Stop. All of you. His voice broke, but he held firm. This isn't dinner. This is a reckoning. Richard rose like a colossus, his face ashen. Get out. Both of you. This family's survived worse than a scandal. The word hung, ugly and final. Christian's body went rigid against Adam's. But Adam felt the tremor, the boy who'd once trembled in his arms, now armored in scars. Scandal, Adam echoed, a bitter laugh escaping. That's what you call love? As they stormed out into the rain-lashed night, tires screeching on the wet driveway, Adam glanced back at the glowing windows. His family, silhouetted like ghosts, watching the erasure reverse itself. But the cost, oh, the cost was etched in every raindrop streaking the glass. The drive back to the city was a blur of wipers slapping rhythm and rain sheeting the windshield like tears they couldn't shed. Christian gripped the wheel of the Subaru, knuckles white as bone, his jaw set in that familiar line Adam knew meant I'm holding it together for you. Adam stared out at the taillights blurring on I-95, the Merritt Parkway a vein pulsing south toward Brooklyn, away from the Hargrove Empire. You okay? Christian finally asked, voice gravelly, the anger ebbing into something softer, More frayed. Adam shook his head, throat tight. I don't know. That was supposed to go better. Or worse. Not that. Christian's hand found his knee, anchor in the storm. You stood up to them, babe. That's more than I ever did. You fought for me back then, Adam murmured, tracing the veins on Christian's forearm, the ones mapped by ink and time. Letters I burned, calls I ignored. God, Chris, I'm so sorry. The tattoo shop was a sanctuary when they stumbled in at midnight, the neon Reyes ink sign flickering like a heartbeat against the downpour. Christian's domain. Exposed brick walls papered in flash art of phoenixes rising from thorns, the air thick with the metallic tang of needles and sage smudges. He locked the door, flipped the sign to closed, and pulled Adam into the back room. A nest of mismatched cushions and half-finished sketches, lit by a single desk lamp. They collapsed onto the futon, clothes damp and clinging, bodies seeking warmth. Christian's lips found Adam's neck first, a graze that was apology and ignition. I missed this, he breathed, hands roaming familiar paths, the dip of Adam's spine, the constellation of freckles across his chest. Adam arched into him, fingers tangling in that black hair, pulling him closer until words dissolved into gasps. It was slow at first, reverent, peeling away layers of hurt like wet denim. Christian's mouth traced the scar on Adam's hip, a faded memento from a drunken skateboarding fall their junior year, whispering, mine, against the skin. Adam's hands explored the new tattoos. A compass rose over Christian's heart, pointing true north. Thorny vines climbing his ribs, blooming into roses at the base of his throat. What do they mean? Adam asked, voice husky. You, Christian said simply, eyes dark pools. Every thorn's a fight. Every bloom's us. They moved together like a tide reclaiming shore, urgent and unhurried, the futon creaking under the weight of 8 reclaimed years. Adam lost himself in the rhythm, Christian's breath hitching on his name, the salt of sweat and rain mingling on their tongues. Climax hit like a wave crashing, leaving them tangled and spent, hearts sinking in the afterglow. Lying there, Adam's head on Christian's chest, the steady thump a lullaby, doubt crept in like fog off the East River. What now? They won't just let this go. Christian's fingers carded through Adam's curls, gentle. Then we don't let them win. Again. But morning brought the backlash, sharp as a fresh needle prick. Adam's phone buzzed incessantly on the workbench. Texts from Nathan. Family meeting tomorrow. Dad's pissed. Fix this. Then Evelyn. Please, darling. Come alone. We can talk. And Lucas. Blunt as a hammer. You owe us an explanation. That Spick's trouble always was. Adam deleted them one by one, but the poison seeped. Christian, brewing coffee in the tiny kitchenette, caught the flinch. Don't read that shit. I have to. Adam rubbed his temples, the Hargrove legacy a migraine pulsing. They're my blood. Are they? Christian set the mugs down harder than intended, steam curling like accusations. Blood doesn't erase you. Love does. The word stung, true as a brand. Adam pulled him close, burying his face in Christian's shoulder. I love you. More than their approval. More than anything. They spent the day in defiance, wandering Dumbo's cobblestones, hands laced openly, stealing falafel from a street cart and laughing at the spice burning their lips. Christian sketched Adam against the graffiti-splashed wall of the Brooklyn Bridge, charcoal smudging his fingers like war paint. "For the next canvas," he said, tucking the paper into Adam's pocket. "Our story. Not theirs." But evening fractured it. A knock at the shop door, insistent, authoritative. Through the glass, Richard Hargrove stood in his Burberry trench, face carved from granite, Evelyn hovering behind like a shadow. "Adam," his father's voice boomed, muffled but commanding. "Open up. We need to talk." Christian's body tensed beside him. "Don't." But Adam's feet moved on autopilot, unlocking the door. Cold air rushed in, carrying the scent of expensive cologne and regret. "Dad. Mom. What are you?" Inside, Richard clipped, striding past without invitation. Evelyn followed, eyes red-rimmed, clutching a monogrammed handbag like a shield. The shop felt smaller with them in it, their polished presence clashing against the raw edges of Christian's world. Richard's gaze swept the walls, the pride flags pinned beside anatomy charts, the no bigots sticker on the register, and his lip curled. "This, Hovel, this is what you've chosen." "It's home," Adam said, chin lifting. Christian stepped up beside him, a united front. Evelyn's voice trembled. "Darling, please. Sit. We came to apologize." Richard snorted, but she pressed on, perching on a stool like it might bite. "Last night, we were blindsided. Your father and I, we thought we'd put that behind us. For your sake." "Behind us?" Christian's laugh was mirthless. "You mean buried me?" Richard whirled on him, eyes blazing. "You have no place here, boy. Whatever hold you have on my son, it's toxic. I see it in his eyes. The same lost look from high school." "Dad?" Adam started, but Evelyn cut in, her hand on Richard's arm. "Richard, enough." She turned to Adam, tears spilling. "We were wrong. Terrified. Foolish. But we love you. Always have." The words hung, olive branch laced with thorns. Adam's chest ached. Years of longing for this, the absolution. Then accept this. Us. Richard's jaw worked, silence stretching taut. Finally, he sighed, heavy as defeat. One dinner. Neutral ground. Try to understand. It was a truce, fragile as rice paper. As they left, Evelyn hugged Adam fiercely, whispering, "Bring him. But come alone first. Tomorrow." "For me." Christian watched them go, arms crossed. "Trap? Maybe." Adam leaned into him, weary. "But if it's real, we fight fair." That night, they made love again, slower, mapping vulnerabilities. Christian's whispers were vows. Stay with me, build with me, and Adam clung to them like scripture. But sleep evaded, doubts whispering, blood calls to blood. The neutral ground was La Marais, a French bistro in Soho, Evelyn's choice, elegant and understated, the kind of place where deals were sealed over escargot. Adam arrived early, nerves jangling, kissing Christian goodbye at the subway with a promise. 1 hour. Then we walk out together. Evelyn and Richard were already there, at a corner booth draped in linen, a bottle of Bordeaux breathing between them. Evelyn's smile was tentative, genuine. Richard's nod curt, but present. They ordered foie gras, Duck confit, small talk skirting the chasm. Evelyn asked about Adam's latest show, a solo exhibit at a Bushwick gallery. Fractured portraits of queer icons, raw and unflinching. "I'm proud," she said softly. "Truly," Richard grunted, swirling his wine. "It's bold, but risky. The family's name is mine to risk," Adam interrupted, fork pausing. "Dad, last night. Why erase him?" Richard's eyes darkened, glass midway to his lips. "You were a kid. Impressionable. He was trouble. From nowhere. I protected our legacy." "Legacy?" Adam's voice rose, heads turning. "You mean control. Nathan and Lucas, they're your mirrors. Straight, successful. But me, I'm the glitch." Evelyn reached across, hand on his. "No, darling. You're our heart. We panicked. Feared losing you to judgment." The waiter cleared plates, oblivious. Richard leaned in, voice low. "I made calls. Yes. But it was for the best. He would have dragged you down, no degree, no prospects." Adam's blood ran cold. "You investigated him? Still, a flicker, guilt, defiance, in Richard's eyes. A father's due diligence. And now, he's back. With demands." The pieces clicked, ugly and sharp. "What demands?" Evelyn's face paled. "None. Richard, tell him." But Richard's phone buzzed, and he glanced at it, expression hardening. "Speak of the devil." Adam's heart plummeted. Christian, what had he done? The bistro's hum faded to a roar in Adam's ears as Richard slid his phone across the table. Screen glowing with a text from an unknown number. "Hargrove, pay up or the story goes public." The expulsion, the threats, all of it. $50,000. Wired by noon. Attached, a grainy photo of Christian outside the shop. Time-stamped yesterday. Adam's stomach churned, the duck confit turning to ash. This can't be." Richard snatched the phone back, face thunderous. "Your boyfriend's blackmailing us. After all these years." He crawls back with a shakedown. "No." Adam's voice was a rasp. Denial a lifeline. "Chris wouldn't." Evelyn's hand fluttered, eyes wide. "Darling, we didn't want to believe it either. But the evidence." The photo mocked him, Christian, mid-stride, oblivious. But the number, unknown. Adam's mind reeled, fragments of last night flashing. Lucas's smirk, Nathan's texts. Fix this. Had they orchestrated this? Planted the seed to fracture what they'd failed to break before? "I need to go." Adam shoved back from the table, chair scraping like a scream. "This isn't right." Richard's grip on his arm was iron. "Son, listen. Cut him loose. Now, we'll handle the money quietly. Keep the family intact." Adam wrenched free, vision blurring with rage and grief. "Intact? You're the one cracking it." He stormed out into the Soho dusk, the autumn chill biting like betrayal, hailing a cab to Bushwick in a haze. The shop was dark when he arrived, the closed sign a slap. He pounded on the door, heart jackhammering. "Chris, open up." Footsteps. Then the lock clicked. Christian appeared, brow furrowed, a smudge of ink on his cheek like war paint. "Babe, what's wrong?" "Dinner over early." Adam thrust the phone at him. He'd screenshotted the text on the cab ride. Explain this. Christian's face drained of color as he scrolled, eyes widening. What the fuck? I didn't… Adam… I swear. Swear. Adam's voice cracked, the hurt spilling. After everything, you come back. We fight for this. And now? Blackmail? For money? Christian recoiled like he'd been struck. Hands up. No. God. No. Look at the number, it's not mine. Someone's framing me. Framing. The word ignited a spark in Adam's chest, fanning doubt to flame. Who? My family? Or you? Playing the victim again. The slap of the words landed hard. Christian's eyes flashed, hurt deepening to fury. Victim? Is that what you think? I clawed my way back for you. Not their silver spoon pity party. If anyone's playing games, it's them, always has been. Adam paced the shop floor, boots thudding on the scarred hardwood, past shelves of piercing kits and Polaroids of clients beaming at their fresh ink. Memories assaulted him. Christian's letters, postmarked from Philly dives, begging right back. Please. The ones he'd burned in the Hargrove fireplace, ashes mingling with his tears. I want to believe you. But Dad showed me proof. And you disappeared before. Left me to rot in their therapy. Christian's laugh was hollow, echoing off the brick. Disappeared? They ran me out. Adam, your brothers cornered me in the parking lot. Stay away or we bury you. Lucas even swung. I took the expulsion to protect you. Thought if I was gone, they'd ease up. The revelation hit like a gut punch. Adam stopped, breath ragged. They hit you? Christian nodded, rolling up his sleeve. They're faded but visible. A scar, crescent-shaped, from knuckles or a ring. Kept it quiet. For us, guilt crashed over Adam, tidal and drowning. He crossed the room in 2 strides, cupping Christian's face, thumbs tracing that scar. I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. They collided then, desperate, lips bruising in apology. Christian backed him against the counter, hands frantic, unbuttoning Adam's shirt, tracing ribs like braille. Love me? Christian murmured against his throat. Believe me, Adam did, sinking to his knees on the cool floor, worshipping with mouth and hands, drawing gasps that were confessions. Christian's fingers fisted in his hair, body arching, release a shuddering Adam that echoed forgiveness. After, wrapped in a blanket amid scattered sketches, Adam's phone lit up. Nathan, check your email. Proof. The attachment was a PDF, emails from Christian's old foster agency, dated weeks ago, inquiring about settlement for past grievances. Forged? Hacked? Adam's hands shook. It's not you. Christian peered over, cursing in Spanish. Babe, that's bullshit. I haven't touched that system since I aged out. Call then Lucas. Voice oily. Saw the email? Told you he's a hustler. Cut ties, or Dad cuts you off. For good. The line went dead. Adam hurled the phone, screen cracking on the wall. It's them. All of them. Christian pulled him close. Fierce. Then we expose it. Together. Dawn broke gray and unforgiving as they plotted in the shop's back office. Coffee going cold. Christian pulled records, his expulsion file, obtained via FOIA years ago, stamped with Richard's influence. Adam dug into family emails, hacked via a forgotten shared drive, threads from Nathan to Lucas. Plant the seed. Make it look desperate. The betrayal crystallized. A diamond of deceit. Thanksgiving, Adam whispered. The real one. We bring proof. Force their hand. Christian nodded. I steal. No more erasures, but the day unraveled fast. Evelyn called, sobbing, your father's had a heart scare. Come home. Please. Adam's resolve wavered, blood, pulling like gravity. Go, Christian said, kissing his temple. But come back. We're in this. The drive to Greenwich was a gauntlet, traffic clotting like clots in veins. The house loomed, colonial facade mocking with its pristine shutters. Inside, the air was sterile, hospital scent clinging to Evelyn's cardigan. Richard lay in the den, hooked to a monitor beeping accusations, face sallow. Son, he rasped, eyes glassy with morphine. The stress. You and that boy. Adam knelt, hand on his father's clammy one. It's over, Dad. The lies. The texts. The emails, Nathan and Lucas. I know. Richard's monitor spiked. A frantic blip. Protecting. The family. At what cost? Adam's voice broke. You lost me years ago. Evelyn hovered, tears streaming. We can fix this. Therapy. Again. No. Adam stood, stealing. Real love isn't fixed. It's chosen. He left them there, the beeps fading like echoes. Back in Brooklyn, Christian waited, arms open. But as they embraced, Adam's phone buzzed. A video from Lucas. Christian, in high school grainy cam footage, pocketing a wallet in the academy halls. Thief. Always was. Run while you can. The seed of doubt bloomed anew, thorny and choking. The video looped in Adam's mind like a noose, tightening with every frame. Grainy security cam from '09. Christian, 17. Hoodie up, snatching a leather billfold from an unattended locker. The timestamp matched a week before the pool house bust. Thief. Lucas's text followed, we covered for you then. Don't make us regret it. Adam slammed the laptop shut in the shop's back room. While rising. Christian was across town, inking a client, a burly bear of a man getting a sleeve of intertwined vines. Oblivious. Or was he? The doubt festered, a cancer eating at the trust they'd rebuilt. He paced, boots wearing grooves in the rug, replaying their history. Christian had always been the wild one, joyrides in stolen moments, not cars, pilfering condoms from the corner bodega because foster checks barely covered ramen. Survival, not malice. But the wallet, that crossed lines Adam hadn't known existed. By the time Christian returned, sleeves rolled up, smelling of ink and adrenaline, Adam was a powder keg. We need to talk. Christian's grin faded at the tone, dropping his keys on the counter. What's up? You look like you saw a ghost. Adam thrust the phone at him. Video cued. This. Explain. Christian watched, face paling frame by frame. When it ended, he sank onto the futon, head in hands. Fuck. Yeah. I did that. The confession landed like a sledgehammer. Adam staggered back, world tilting. You stole? From school? Why didn't you tell you? Christian's head snapped up. Eyes raw. Because it was stupid. Desperate. My mom's OD'd the month before. Foster check delayed. I needed bus fare to the group home. $40 for incidentals. It was Mr. Hargrove's locker. Irony, right? I returned it empty next day. But the damage. Damage. Adam's voice rose, echoing off the walls. You lied about everything clean, everything us. Christian surged to his feet, closing the distance. Lied? I protected you from my mess. You were the golden kid sketches and dreams. I didn't want to taint that. Taint? Adam shoved him back, chest heaving. Like my family tainted you? We're even now. Both thieves in their eyes. The words drew blood. Christian's face crumpled, the fighter yielding to the boy who'd lost everything. I came back clean. Adam. Shop's legit. No priors since. But yeah, I stole. Once. To survive your world's scraps. Adam turned away, fists clenched, tears hot on his cheeks. I can't. I need space. Space. Christian's voice broke, pleading. After all this, don't do what they did. Erase me because it's easier. But Adam was already grabbing his coat, the door slamming like finality. The Brooklyn night swallowed him. Streets slick with yesterday's rain, neon bleeding into gutters. He wandered, aimless, past dive bars pulsing with drag shows, couples twined on stoops, a stark mirror to his unraveling. His feet carried him to the Williamsburg Bridge, the East River churning black below, Manhattan's skyline a jagged promise. He leaned on the railing, wind whipping his hair, and let the sobs come, ugly, wrenching. For the boy he'd been, caged by love's fear. For Christian, scarred by the same. For the family who'd forged them in fire, only to watch them burn. Hours blurred. A dive into a 24-hour diner. Black coffee and half-eaten pie. Scrolling old texts from Christian. Miss your laugh. Dreamt of your hands. Each one a knife twist. Dawn crept in, gray and judgmental, as he trudged back to the shop. The door was unlocked. A bad sign. Inside, chaos, drawers ransacked, flash art scattered like confetti from hell. And Christian, slumped against the counter, lips split, eye swelling purple, a crowbar discarded nearby. Chris, Adam rushed forward, hands hovering. What happened? Christian winced, dabbing blood with a rag. Lucas. Busted in after you left. Stay away, or next time it's worse. Trashed the place for good measure. Rage ignited, white hot. Adam helped him up, guiding to the futon, fetching ice from the mini-fridge. That bastard. I'll kill him. Christian's laugh was pained, but real. Get in line. He caught Adam's hand, holding it to his bruised cheek. You came back. Adam's voice thickened. I saw the video. The theft. Christian nodded. No evasion. Yeah. It was me. But it wasn't about greed. It was hunger, literal. Mom's funeral ate the savings. I panicked. Adam searched his eyes, finding only truth, weathered but unbroken. Why not tell me? We could've. What? Bagged groceries together. Christian's smile was wry. You had finals. Dad breathing down your neck. I handled it. Like always. The weight of it, Christian's solitude, his sacrifices crushed Adam. He leaned in, forehead to forehead. No more handling alone. They cleaned the shop together, side by side, sweeping glass, taping ripped sheets, a quiet mending. By noon, order restored, they faced the mirror, Christian's bruises blooming, Adam's eyes shadowed. Thanksgiving rematch, Adam said, resolute. We go armed. Proof. And heart. Christian's grin, crooked through the swelling. Lead the way, cowboy. The drive north was charged. A road trip to Armageddon. They stopped at a roadside shack for clam chowder and fortifying swears, hands linked over the gearshift. Adam shared stories he'd buried. The dates with Emily from Dartmouth, her perfume making him gag. The canvas he painted of Christian's face, hidden in his studio. Christian confessed his own ghosts. Foster dad with wandering hands, the tattoo that covered the bite mark. Ink's my armor, he said. You were my sword. Greenwich welcomed them with spite. Leaves swirling like accusations, the Hargrove house aglow with false warmth. They pulled up as dusk fell. Proof folder in Adam's lap. Emails. The forged PDF. Even a PI report on Lucas's errands to Philly. Nathan answered the door, smirk faltering at Christian's bruises. Party crashers? Dad's resting. Too bad, Adam said, pushing past. Family meeting. Now, the den was a battlefield. Richard propped on pillows, Evelyn wringing her hands, Lucas nursing a scotch, Nathan hovering like a vulture. All eyes snapped to Christian, the intruder reborn. You, Lucas snarled, half rising. I warned you. Save it, Adam snapped, slapping the folder on the coffee table. Papers fanned out, digital betrayals in black and white. The texts. The video. The break-in. It's over. Richard's eyes widened, scanning. What is this nonsense? Nonsense. Christian stepped forward, voice steady despite the ache in his ribs. It's your son's greatest hits. Framing me to split us. Again, Evelyn gasped, hand to mouth. Lucas? Nathan? Lucas lunged for the papers, but Adam blocked him. Touch it, and I call the cops. Assault. Extortion. Nathan's face twisted, the CO mask cracking. This is family, Adam. We protect our own. By destroying mine? Adam's voice thundered, echoing the house's hollow halls. You threatened him. Trashed his life. For what? Perfection? Richard's breath hitched. Monitor beeping erratic. Boys. Enough. But Lucas cracked first, slamming his glass down. Fine. Yeah. I roughed him up. Dad's orders back then and now. He was ruining you, Adam. A fag from the barrio, dragging our name through mud. The slur landed like venom, Evelyn flinching. Christian's fists clenched, but he held. Eyes on Adam, your fight. Adam rounded on his father. Orders? You sanctioned this. Richard's gaze dropped, defeated. I feared. The church, the club whispers. I thought exile would save you. Save me. Adam's laugh was shattered glass. You damned me. The room fractured then, Evelyn sobbing, Nathan muttering retreats, Lucas storming out with a slammed door. Richard extended a trembling hand. Forgive. An old man. Adam stared, the boy in him yearning, the man recoiling. Not yet. As they left, Christian's arm around his waist. The rain started again. Cleansing, perhaps. But in the car, Adam broke, head on the wheel. I lost them. Christian pulled him close. You found us. Yet the night held one more blade. A call from the gallery. Exhibit vandalized. Canvases slashed. Adam's queer series. Throats cut in red paint. Faggots trash. Scrawled on the wall. Lucas's handwriting. Unmistakable. The war wasn't over. The gallery was a slaughterhouse when they arrived. Police tape fluttering like yellow ribbons of grief. Adam's canvases. His soul spilled in oils and rage. Lay eviscerated on the concrete floor. Oscar Wilde's lips gashed. James Baldwin's eyes gouged. His own portrait of Christian, hidden in the back, throat slit in crimson. The air reeked of turpentine and hate. The faggot's trash tag on the wall a scarlet letter. Detective Ruiz, a no-nonsense Latina with a buzz cut and kind eyes, met them at the door. Mr. Hargrove, your brothers, one confessed. Lucas said it was a message. Adam nodded numbly, bile rising. Christian's hand on his back was the only tether. The others. Richard Hargrove's lawyering up. Nathan's denying. But the evidence. She gestured to the folder Adam had emailed. Timestamps. Lucas's truck cams from the PI. It's solid, as uniforms dusted for prints. Adam knelt amid the ruins, fingers tracing a salvaged edge of Christian's portrait. Those blue eyes, still fierce through the tear. This was us, he whispered. Our truth. Christian crouched beside him, salvaging shards. Still is. We'll rebuild. But the weight crushed, family imploding, art destroyed, the American dream's underbelly bared, picket fences hiding pitchforks. They drove home in silence. Brooklyn's lights a blurry halo, collapsing into bed without words. Christian held him through the sobs, body shield against the storm. Morning brought reckoning. Evelyn called, voice a ghost. Lucas is arrested. Your father. He's stepping down from the firm. For health. Come, please. One last time. Adam hesitated, receiver slick in his palm. Christian, nursing coffee across the kitchenette, nodded. Go. End it right. The house was a mausoleum. Dust motes dancing in sunbeams. Portraits of perfect sons, staring down like judges. Evelyn waited in the sunroom, frail in cashmere, a tray of tea steaming untouched. Richard sat beside her, gaunt, oxygen tube a serpent at his nose. Adam, she breathed, rising. Thank God. He stood rigid, arms crossed. Where are they? Nathan's in the city. Lucas. Bail hearing tomorrow. Evelyn's eyes pleaded. We didn't know. About the gallery. The threats. Richard coughed. Wheezy. Pride. Blinded us. Your mother. She found my old letters. To my brother. The one we never spoke of. Adam froze. Uncle Theo? Richard nodded, eyes distant. Loved a man. In the war. We disowned him. History. Repeats. The confession hung. A bridge over the chasm. Evelyn pressed an envelope into Adam's hand. Thick vellum. For you. And Christian. No strings. Inside a check. 6 figures. And a note. Build your legacy. We're sorry. Tears pricked. This doesn't fix. No, Richard rasped. But it's a start. Stay? For tea. Adam sat, the chair creaking like bones settling. They talked, halting. Raw. Evelyn shared her own youth. A crush on a boarding school roommate, buried under debutante dresses. Richard admitted the fear. losing the empire to scandal, but deeper, losing his son to the hate he'd sown. "I was wrong," he said, voice cracking. "Erase no more." As Adam left, Evelyn hugged him, fierce, unperfumed. "Bring him next time." Family's bigger now. Brooklyn welcomed him with bustle, kids on skateboards, vendors hawking tamales. Christian was at the shop, mid-session on a client's back, a phoenix, wings unfurling from ashes. He looked up, ink-smeared and hopeful. "How'd it go?" Adam pulled him into the storage room, door clicking shut. "They broke. We mend." He kissed him then, deep and promising, hands roaming to affirm, "Mine, always." Weeks blurred into healing. The gallery reopened, community-funded, walls repainted with murals by queer artists. Adam's new series, Erased No More, portraits of survivors, Christian's face central, unscarred. Opening night thrummed, drag queens toasting, politicians awkwardly mingling, Evelyn in the corner, Pearl's askew but present, Richard on her arm, Kane steady. Lucas plea-bargained, community service, therapy, emerging quieter, emails tentative, proud of the show. Sorry. Nathan funneled investments into Bushwick Arts, anonymous at first, then signed. But the heart was Adam and Christian. Lazy Sundays in bed, sketching each other nude, road trips to Provincetown, hands on the wheel, windows down, tattoos traded, Adam inking a tiny compass on his wrist, Christian etching vines around his ring finger. One evening, rooftop under stars, city humming below, Christian knelt, not with rings, but a sketch, their home, imagined, a brownstone with a garden, studio in the attic. "Marry me? Not for them. For us." Adam pulled him up, yes in his kiss. Forever. The wedding was small Bushwick warehouse. Fairy lights and fajitas. Evelyn dabbing tears. Richard clapping Christian's back. "Welcome, son." Nathan and Lucas there. Awkward uncles, but trying. Toasts rang. To erasures undone. To love's indelible ink. Years later, at their own table, turkey charred but shared, kids from the center fostering hope, Adam glanced at Christian. Lines etched by laughter. I still storm blue. The family had boasted of perfect sons once. Now, they celebrated the real one, unbroken, unbowed. In the end, erasure was the lie. Love, that was the legacy, etched eternal.